Just link them every time.
There we
someone
go.
else
Ooh, bonus content.
I think
as,
everyone can
phone ringtones.
hear. They can hear you guys. That's not good.
Yeah, I can hear things.
Yeah.
Yes. And I can hear the Logan.
You can hear me, but they can't hear me. I
Yes,
don't.
I
think.
was in the stream
Test.
and could...
Test. You can hear me? Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
But no
I can
music.
hear you.
Twitter also sounds really, or Twitch sounds really quiet right now.
Yes,
Like-
Twitch sounds very quiet.
Yes. How about now? That should be better.
There we go.
ask Matthew.
And now we have
who's in
music.
Chat. Can you hear us, Matthew?
Yeah, they should be able to hear us now, but I'm trying to figure out how to make sure that the music is coming through. Is it?
Music is
It
coming
is.
through.
Oh, it was just super quiet. Got it. Okay.
Please stand by.
So we should be good to go then. Yes?
So on the count of 3, pretend like nothing happened, and we'll
Exactly.
start the stream, and that's where I'll cut. It'll be great.
Awesome. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shenanigoons.
Yay!
Yay!
Shenanigoons.
Nothing strange happened at all.
Nope.
Hello, Matthew. How are you doing tonight? Very good to see you. I think Autumn is going to be coming along in a little bit. It'll be awesome to see Autumn. We'll see anybody else listening out there in podcast land. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. All right, so let's do a very, very quick recap. Oh, no, let's wait on the recap. Let's do our sponsors. Let's talk about our sponsors first, real quick. Get that out of the way up front here. That way we don't have to interrupt the flow of the story because they wouldn't want that. And neither do we. We're going to start with World Anvil, the most robust world building and campaign management software that exists on the internet today. I know, I've tried them all. You know how else I know? Because the entire city of Oakland is now subscribed. Well, at least that many people. 408,000 people are now subscribed to World Anvil. Excuse me, are now using World Anvil.
400,800.
Okay. Then Google lied
Oakland has
to
gotten
me.
a lot smaller than I remember.
Anyway, so there we go. Oakland, California. It's a strange metric, but it's what we do. It's part of the imperial system. Oakland is right in between.
I live in a place that's approximately 1/4 of an Oakland.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
How can it be a
Yeah,
strange
that's about-
metric if it's imperial?
Very, very. Wait.
Ew.
Oh, I don't have it hooked up yet. I don't have my slow clap hooked up yet. I have gotten some new toys to make sure that everything is working correctly over here. We've got a new audio setup, which you can tell we totally knew all
New
about.
studio?
I've got the new studio going. We'll have the green screen behind me sometime soon. So I'll just be a floating head here instead of we're going to be changing all the
So-
screens because of it.
Oh, so
Uh,
you're gonna just wear green shirts from now on?
Oh, good idea. I'll have to get some green shirts. We'll just
I'm
kinda
not buying
float
you
here.
green shirts.
Be like Holly from Red Dwarf. Or
Nope.
the big
there's-
giant head from
All
Red
right.
Rocket.
You have to be the moon for Halloween.
Oh, that'd be good. I could just be the giant moon. That'd be great. So, welcome to Shenanigoons. Oh, we're still talking about our sponsors. So anyway, go check out
Yeah.
go check out World Anvil. That was all sponsor information. That's all that information we just said. Me being the moon, green screens, all
World
that's
Anvil
available
knows what they
over
got
on-
into.
Yeah, that's true. And they keep
They
sponsoring
know.
us
They're
anyway, which
aware.
is very strange. So you can go over there, and I feel like my mic is really hot. Is it really hot to anyone else? Testing.
No.
1, 2, testing.
Mm-mm.
No, it's just coming across really weird on
Sounds
my
fine.
end. Okay, well, I'll shut up then.
I know you
So-
can't hear yourself now. It's a little strange.
I can. Well, no, I can hear myself right now. That's the problem. Is it just? It
Ah.
sounds like it sounds like I'm clipping, but I guess I'm not. So, ooh, I might have double phantom power going into it. That might be bad. I'll turn that off at the break, or not take
Double phantom power?
double phantom power. 2 phantoms, 4 times
One
the
for
power,
two spoons.
17 times the danger. That's not my joke. That joke belongs to Broom for Mooney and Broom. But anyway, so there's that. So hi everyone. How are you all doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
All right, back to our sponsors. So World Anvil, go take a look at worldanvil.com and see all the amazing things that they do over there.
Award-winning world.
Oh, well, that's right. This is our first episode that I'm here for since they won their Ennie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
the
for
Annie
Best
Award.
Digital Aid.
Best Digital Aid, which is an amazing award, and
Yeah, they had some really
considering
good.
that D&D Beyond was in that category, that is says a lot. I think.
Yeah, well then.
You know, World Anvil actually adds features and improves their
Hey,
software.
hey.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All
positive
positives.
here.
We don't talk about anything negative. We definitely don't do that with our next sponsor, Die Hard Dice, either, who makes sure that all your dice come completely clean and perfect every time. And if it doesn't, they replace them free. If they get lost, they replace them free. No shade over here at all. So, and they just released another freaking new set that is actually perfect. It's called Into the Depth. Is that it? It is an underwater, dark black and purple. It is just, it is gorgeous.
It's so nice.
It is
I want it so
gorgeous.
badly.
And it makes perfect sense for our campaign currently. They seem to do that a lot. Every time we have a campaign, every time we have an arc, they're coming out with new dice that match perfectly.
You know what campaign that's going to work with perfectly?
The new one that's coming out this week?
On Friday.
On Friday. In 3
That means you
days.
should let me buy them. Is what I'm hearing. Is I need them for this campaign.
I'll talk to Todd. He went to Todd's. All right. So anyway, go to dieharddice.com. Use the coupon code Goonies. Spelled just like that. How you think that might be spelled? Goonies, Goonies. And you can get 15% off your first or next order. And we're going to be having some giveaways later this month. With that, I'm going to get back in the swing of things here since we've had a couple of weeks off. And then we'll absolutely be doing some giveaways. I believe we have a $50 gift certificate to Die Hard Dice to give out. So
Today?
No. I just said later this month.
You can
Just
tell
so you
that
don't listen.
I glanced to the right just as the important information was.
Just as the crucial information is needed. Something
By
is
the
very
way,
exciting
that
right
set
over
is
there.
called Undertow.
Undertow. Awesome.
Blue and black and gold and
It is
so
just
so pretty.
Yeah, I
I
just
need it.
posted a link in chat.
I need it. I need it real bad.
All right. So please go and follow our sponsors, Die Hard Dice, and World Anvil on Twitter. Let them know that you heard them on our show, and that you are very, very excited that they are sponsoring this network. Because then you get to see all these awesome shows, and you get to see wonderful creatures like Brindlehooves the Unicorn, who I may or may not have come up with a lot more backstory and a lot more future story for. As it is absolutely my favorite NPC now. I even may have a few surprises coming up to deal with him. So, but Brindlehooves the Unicorn has rapidly become my favorite character, and I actually have dreams about Brindlehooves the Unicorn. So,
Well, that's it, guys. We don't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Party doesn't need to be here.
just
Logan's gonna
Brindlehooves.
tell the tale of Brindlehooves.
let me
Well,
spin
okay
the
then.
tale of Brindlehooves the Unicorn.
To be honest, I mean, it'd be a good story.
So, let's do a very quick recap so we can come back from our awesome video right in tow. The characters, not the players, are under the sea. No, that wasn't one. And we've also said that movie doesn't count, I think, during this, because the movie is kind of broken and I'm referencing it quite often. So they have been given special potions that allowed them to go to great depths and to breathe underwater. They went down and they are dealing with merfolk who have asked them to retrieve a powerful object. Do we know the name of the object? I can't remember.
It was the pearl.
A pearl.
Yes.
The pearl of something. I don't remember. There's something, the name or something. The pearl of the sea or something.
Give me half a
Um,
second.
I think it was the pearl of the sea.
And which is said to give incredible power over all the oceans. Basically, it turns you into Aquaman, and that ability is bestowed to anyone who holds this pearl. And they were given also in exchange a compass that has a twin. They're called the Gemini compass. And the compass's special power on this plane of existence, not the one that players are on, but our plane of existence, the prime material is that they will always point towards each other. But on the plane or the demi-plane that they're on, it seems to have the ability to shine some sort of light, which then allows you to pass through solid objects. You guys thought it removed some sort of illusion before, but what it seems to do is actually give some other ability, like it's almost showing you a different part or different layer of the dimension that you guys exist on, a layer where things are slightly different. and the players were able to use that to shine directly through a lot of rubble that that they were needing to dig through. Although they were not the first there. All of the captives that were taken from the Gigantic, which is the large ship that brought them here, but it was a pleasure cruise, the largest galleon that ever existed. They were enslaved by the Sahuagin. Ha, got it. And I didn't get it. It was very close though. Sahuagin. The Sahuagin. Say
the
who again?
completely average-looking fish folk.
Yes, not the ugly fish folk. The completely average fish folk. And they had enslaved basically but through some sort of mental control, maybe having to do with the cuffs that they're wearing. They were able to
It's a
slave
magical
the
object
people.
called the plot device.
I'll remember that.
Damn it!
They were having them dig down to retrieve this item. But the Adelaide, being a very sound mind and actually brilliant idea, was laid down on the ground on top of the rubble and just peeked through to see the light as it touched the stone. However, unfortunately, she pointed it straight down and it just went completely through at a 60-degree angle. So it took out all of the stone below them and collapsed the entire tunnel or pit of rubble. But as all of the rubble would hit the light, it would vanish. But then as rubble had nowhere to go, it would start to reappear and keep falling back into light, almost like it's this roiling, bubbling cauldron of rock now, except for down at the bottom where the light is. And Adelaide was forced to keep the light on all of the people, including the zombies, which are waking up. The mind-controlled slaves, captives, who are turning to attack the ones that are alive, Merrick and Adelaide. Except Merrick was invisible, actually. I apologize. But then Merrick grabbed the pearl, which they were able to find, and became visible. I believe the visibility ended.
You know, when you say it all like that, it almost sounds like a series of mistakes, but you know.
I think you guys did amazing.
Bonnie and Val are way the fuck far away running to try and get to you guys.
And where was
Hey,
and,
my
oh, and
familiar
Arthur,
will save us. Oh wait,
Arthur is stuck inside of
Merrick's pocket.
inside of Merrick's pocket, and is also stuck only being able to say,
I am a very charming rat.
right. And here is something that I forgot last time, right towards the end, because there was a lot going on, and it never came up any other time. When Arthur says, I am a very charming rat, we had been joking that it was coming out as squeak, 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 and squeakity squeak. Except that animals on this plane can talk. So when Arthur says that, it actually comes out as, I am a very whatever it is rat.
Should have let me pet the dinosaurs. We would have had talking dinos. God
You
damn
had
it.
no idea that was gonna happen. Okay.
So, there we are. That's us all caught up. And I think we're going to go ahead and take a look at this little awesome video. And we'll be right back. We come back when I say we come back, Kyle. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We don't have a break screen to get ready because we don't go on breaks. So, 1 second here.
Previously on Shenanigoons. Wait, we already did that.
Nope, I
Yeah,
turned myself
yeah,
off
we-
for that. Alrighty. So I've got a new push to talk button. It toggles instead of just on and off. So I apologize. It's going to take some getting used to. I'm probably going to start talking and not realize that you can't hear me. Or I'm going to be yelling at my dog and you are going to be able to hear me. So
Stop licking me.
Don't lick my elbow. Would be
That's
the
my
way to heal.
elbow.
she has not licked my elbow since Calasiros. I think it was. I just think it was
True.
Calasiros. Either that or I had jelly on my desk or something.
It could be that too.
So, the rocks above you are roiling over and over. Val and Bonnie, you have been scaling up the mountain. Merrick, you have become visible as the mind-controlled people are starting to stand up and grab their weapons. Some of them are not getting up. Adelaide is holding the light in the only possible position that can protect all of you. Arthur is talking. And then all of a sudden, you hear way off in the distance just this loud crack. And then a very low rumble. Val and Bonnie, as you kind of turn and look out, you see the fog and the clouds and the sky here crack. There are large cracks of stone through the sky, through the sun, through everything here. And water is pouring in through them. And it is not happening slow.
Oh shit.
Oh no. We have to run. We have to hurry.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
delayed
and,
here.
I mean, we can breathe underwater, but what about all the passengers?
That's what I'm worried about.
Oh shit.
Okay,
So we hear that underneath as well. Just
Yes,
the-
Arthur, every other word as you are trying to talk now, whatever you're saying or whatever you're panicking about as all this is going on, starts to kind of squeak towards the end of the word. And as you continue to talk and you continue to move, then more and more you're losing this ability to actually speak in this form. What do you guys do?
What did I do? What did I do? What did I do?
I think I might have done it.
Oh, good. I mean, shit.
So, Merrick is going to pull the pearl out of his pocket and like hold it up, like, please work, please be fixed, please stop this whole earthquakey thing. I bid you, oceans, to halt your progress into this cavern.
Give me a charisma check.
What? Oh my! Oh, I don't even know what my charisma. Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna
great.
Did
crawl out
Merrick
of his
just
pocket.
turn into Paul Lind? Like, what
A little bit.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
that was a 15.
Nothing seems to happen, although you can feel the crystal kind of, or the pearl kind of, and it is fist size. It's about the size of a softball, but you can kind of feel it cool, like it gets cold to the touch.
Your name is Luke. I am a very charming squeak. I'm gonna crawl out of his pocket, by the way,
Okay.
and scamper to the ground.
Bonnie and Val, are you guys continuing to get inside?
I am running towards someone who is mind controlled, and I'm gonna try
Nobody
and
is.
dispel
Nobody.
that.
You can't see anybody right now. Nobody's
Okay.
outside.
Yeah, we're still outside.
Okay, I wasn't
So-
sure how far away. My goal is to get to someone and try who I think might be mind controlled and try to dispel magic. and
Right
see if
now,
that
you're
helps.
on the outside trying to get inside. Are you going to
Okay.
continue to try to get inside? Yes or no?
Yeah, because there are
Okay.
people inside who cannot breathe in water.
Okay. So you guys are making your way inside Adelaide. These people are coming towards you with weapons. They're going to be there. Are you going to do anything different?
I'm trying to keep the rocks at bay.
Okay.
I don't feel like I can
Something-
stop that.
You are noticing is that the light on it is starting to flicker. The rocks are starting to kind of appear and phase in and out within the light itself. But also, there are like rocks not appearing. Like there's spaces where the light, as you're shaking around and moving, you move and there aren't any more rocks over there. But over here, there seem to be, and it's almost as if there's some sort of like there's not as many as there used to be, or there's not. The problem is you don't know which areas are safe and which aren't right now. But you're not as concerned that everyone will completely die if you were to.
Just only slightly.
Just
die.
maybe half of them, or whatever.
That's
Acceptable
unacceptable.
losses. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you worked
That's-
for the Burst Field. Did she? Oh, she froze. Damn.
She's really good at that.
Her internet was like, hell no. All right. Well, that's probably going to break everything in a second. What is Arthur doing? You jump down out of Merrick's pocket. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop concentrating on polymorph
Okay.
and
So
turn
that
back into
yep,
Arthur.
turns you back into Arthur.
I am a very charming rat.
Except you're not a rat anymore. And there she
You were
goes.
broken.
Keep
She's
concentrating, Adelaide. Keep concentrating. It's working.
Let's see. I don't remember how to fix this. It's been a long time. Oh.
It's alright, she's back.
I was just
Welcome back.
So what
Nope.
caused this
I was just
me to was it me eating some taffy?
I don't know. Every light turned off on my
Yes.
router.
I believe it was you eating some. No. It was one of our
Wheel of
audience. I
causality.
won't say who.
Meal. Yeah.
They causaled you right as you became a rat.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
So
I'm
hi.
a very charming rat. Squeak, 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 squeak.
All right. So, and Merrick, what are you doing? You gonna?
If it felt like it got cold when I tried to command stuff, I'm gonna try it again. Like, hey, you folks who are, not being very nice right now. Could you stop? Could you wake up? Could you become yourselves again? Would that be all right? Do it.
I would like to assist.
Um,
I'm going to give him a back rub.
Unfortunately, nothing happens with that one.
All right.
I
well.
stop giving the back rub.
Okay. So Val and Bonnie, as you guys are running in, water is starting to crash in and up against this mountainous cavern. Make a perception check.
$16. I was gonna ask you also if there's any flying creatures around that maybe I could try and charm to hop a ride on for faster. Must go faster.
There were no creatures around this area.
23.
23 to 15. So the 23 Val, as you kind of look back at the entrance, as the water starts to crash and parts of it start to splash up, it almost stops right at the entrance. It kind of like drips down as if a sheet of glass has been put across the entrance to this large cavern that you just entered.
That's weird. Look, it's like there's something separating it.
As you stop, you see that the more water starts to fill and splash and hit and crash, and it just keeps hitting against this kind of invisible barrier and just stops just inside the entrance to this place.
Well, let's hope it holds. We gotta try and get everybody out of here.
As you
we
continue
gotta
down
find
this pathway and enter in, you see a large pit in the center of the room, completely empty. There's some sort of light flickering down there. You hear people moaning and hurt. You also see several people up on the walkways around, and they are all looking down into the pit until you come into view, and they turn and look at you and start grabbing their tools and shambling towards you. Yes, Adelaide?
Before my router decided to shit itself, could I wanted to have telepathically told my octopus familiar something to do something. Would that be okay?
Sure.
I just wanted him to start like making a bunch of patterns and like flop it around and sort of like smacking the side of the wall. If Bonnie and Val were heading towards us potentially, Adelaide would want them to know where we were.
Okay, you're down in the pit, so there's no real way out, so I don't know where you're going to be going.
He was up on the. Well, I was saying my familiar was up on the
Oh, that's
ledge.
right. He was
I left
right
him
at
up there
yeah.
to like
That's right. So
eyeball what was going on.
Yeah, but he rolled a really good camouflage roll, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah.
asking him
Got it.
to like drop that
So
and start
as
making
you-
like fucking zebra stripes and shit.
As you look over at these people who are coming towards you now, you see this rock just kind of appear next to you and turn all zebra stripey and start flopping around,
Oh, hey, buddy.
and then starts pointing into the hole.
Bonnie like leans down, keeping an eye up on the people walking around, and gives them a little scritch.
Okay. You see Brindlehooves. They unhook Brindlehooves from the cart, and he picks up a pickaxe in his teeth and starts walking over towards you.
He has a pickaxe attached to his head.
Is this up top or is this down below?
All up top.
He doesn't have a horn down below that we know of.
Can I try to dispel magic on Brindlehooves?
Sure.
Oh yeah, because is he within 120 feet of me?
Yes, everyone is.
Okay, so I'm gonna try on Brindlehooves because at least I know who he is and maybe I can reason with him.
Okay.
He's got the highest body weight of any of the people coming at you, so.
Is
I'm
that how
assuming I
magic
need to
works?
roll for it.
You
I don't know.
reason with it?
Talk real nice to the magic, make friends.
No, I actually don't need you to make a roll at all.
Okay.
So you cast Dispel Magic, and it dispels on Brindlehooves. His shackles shatter, and he kind of wakes up. Oh, what's going on over here? Oh my god!
Oh, thank God. Okay. Are you okay?
Oh my god! What is going on? What? I was in the gigantic, and now I'm here. I don't understand.
You got captured by some fish monster creatures. They're holding all
All
of you
of the
captive.
people
There's...
around him, as you're talking, turn and start to. Well, about half of them turn on him as well now.
Okay. I can only do that so many times. We need to try and break all of the shackles.
You got it, and he kicks one of them down to the pit.
Gently. We're trying not to hurt them.
So as you guys are looking down in the pit, somebody just kind of falls and lands on the ground in front of you, probably dead.
Jesus, they're just falling from the sky now?
Yeah, pretty much. You can see them up on the ledge up there doing something. Turning on Brindlehooves, probably, you can definitely see. Thank you.
What do I do? I don't know about any of this magic crap.
Can you get out of the hole?
I can try climbing.
Yeah,
Sure.
get out of here.
Okay. I'm gonna scrap her off.
Okay. Give me a climb check.
All right.
Adelaide, what are you
I
going to do
think-
there? These people are going to be on you this turn.
I really want to see if I can try to logic out why there aren't as many rocks. If there's a place I can just start
Give me an Arcana check.
directing them. Okay.
Climb is
Athletic.
Athletics. Yeah. Oh, great.
23.
All right, so with the 23, you start to look around, and what's your understanding from all of your well-readness and your understanding of these types of mechanics? You're looking at the this as I described earlier, this kind of layered effect to this pocket dimension, and with these different layers, they there's different realities all in the maintaining in the exact same place, basically. Much like the prime material and the Feywild and things, they kind of overlap in the same place. So you can pop in somewhere and you pop into the Feywild. If you did it in the same spot every time, you'd be in the same spot in the Feywild every time. It's kind of like that, but it's here. And they're all the same type of layer. They're just very close together. So what you're seeing is that these layers are collapsing. The power of this place is leaving to the point where whatever exists in the real world, probably just the mountain you're in, is all that's going to exist of this place in the prime material very quickly. And so the rocks that exist here are the rocks that existed in the prime material, as opposed to all the rest of what was created in that pocket dimension, which was created to protect this item.
So it's not like I can just like dump them somewhere else. It's just this was the smaller amount that existed.
Correct. You're going back to what reality is, and there's just not as much rubble and things here.
Can I try it? Okay, is there any space in this hole that I could like, that there aren't that many people in, that I could just start like trying to pile them?
There's a couple of places that if you were able to move without moving the light, you might be able to do that. But what you're thinking you might have to do, at least one way to solve this problem, would be to just wait for the realm to completely collapse, which you would guess would be under a minute. And then you could remove the light, because there won't really be any rocks left.
Okay. Cost-benefit analysis.
Or take off your light now and take your chances. The longer you wait, the less rocks there'll be.
I'll keep waiting, and I'm gonna take my rapier out with one hand.
Okay. To keep the light focused correctly, you are going to be at disadvantage on all your attacks, and they're going to be at advantage to hit you. You want to keep that light perfectly focused to make sure nobody is hurt.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can remove that, and there's a chance people will be hurt.
Yeah, because I assume there's yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll have the disadvantage. I just need to be able to try to see if I can like scare them away from getting near me.
Right. Okay. All right.
Bonnie, I think, is gonna start trying to make her way down into the pit.
Okay. So you kind of get to the edge of the pit as these people are coming over towards you, and you see Merrick starting to climb up, Adelaide tucked over one side with the light and starting to be surrounded by the maybe half a dozen people that are still down there, that are still up. You see about another half dozen, maybe dozen people laying on the ground unconscious or dead, and several of the holes and the walls and things are starting to have people come out of them as the other 100 or so people are starting to come this direction.
Is it straight down or is it slanted?
It's pretty straight down. It's basically a straight pit, but it's very rough. It would be easy to climb. For most people, it's just going to take time. It's about 200 feet.
About 200 feet? Okay, Bonnie is going to... Bonnie's gonna kind of just... Can she like slide down in it, or would she just fall?
No, you just fall.
Trying to think of, okay, so she's gonna start coming down towards Adelaide, passing Merrick to give him a boost up if he needs it.
Okay, so give me your.
Because she doesn't want him. She doesn't want Adelaide by herself.
It's going to take you guys a while to climb. 200 feet is a long way.
Yeah. Is that athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Okay, so
I'm down there too, Bonnie, but I can't.
Oh, I forgot Arthur's down there too. Yeah.
Oh, you're not in his pocket still. Okay.
That's a 19.
Okay. So at this point, since we're going into combat, I'm going to say that we switched the scene. So Arthur, you're no longer restricted by your talking. So you both made your athletics checks. So you get to move twice, but half your speed, I believe, for both of you. So what is your speed? 30 each?
Yes.
Merrick?
It's 25, but I have second story work, which means that I don't take a climbing penalty to my speed.
Got it. So you moved 50 and Bonnie moved 30. So Merrick has no problems climbing. But you're still more than 100 feet away from each other.
And I am more than 120 feet from Adelaide, yeah?
You are 120 feet exactly, basically.
Okay.
No, wait.
No,
you're 120 feet away from Merrick. So yeah, no, you're 170 feet away from her.
Okay, so she's just gonna get there as fast as she can.
Can I look around and see if there's any sort of central control for these shackles? Anything where we could take that out and release a lot of people? Because we're not going to have enough dispel magics to hit every single individual. So Val's hoping there's some sort of central cutoff switch.
That
Where's
would
the big red
probably be with the Sahuagin, which you don't know where they are.
Adelaide was thinking about this a little bit. Can I shout something? We're not in combat. Are we in combat time right now?
You were about to be, but yeah, go ahead.
Adelaide's gonna shout out of the hole, Merrick! Oh, great controller of the sea! Maybe you could tell the fish people to stop this bullshit!
Okay. He's on a wall. Is there some place that you said it was pretty rough? Is there a place that I might be able to station myself so I
Yes,
can pull
absolutely.
the pearl back out of my pocket? Okay. Oi. Sagan. Folk, I found your shiny rock. Knock it off. We're dying down here.
What
Was that good?
specifically do you want them to do? Doesn't have to be in your words, has to be in your thoughts. What are you trying to get them to do?
Release the control of the captives.
Okay, give me a charisma check.
That is an 18.
Okay. It gets cold again.
I don't think it's working.
What good are you for?
Val, what are you doing?
Pearl?
Probably helping Brindlehooves, and I have it's so inefficient. I can cast Dispel Magic, but it's one creature, so I can only free 3 creatures. Do I recognize anyone in the crew that's up top with me?
So the captain is up there,
Okay.
and you recognize the princess, and then you recognize Dak.
Okay. The princess might be a magic user, so can I dispel magic on the princess?
Of course, absolutely. Roll me a caster level check.
It was not a good roll. I'm trying to remember what I
That's a
had
good
for it.
thing.
It's been a while.
I think it's 8 plus your caster level plus your caster level plus your caster ability modifier plus the D roll. No, I think it's just the roll plus your ability. So
Okay. 8.
perfect. All right, so she kind of shakes out of it.
Princess, are you back?
I'm fine. Where are we?
Long story that I will be happy to fill you in on more details. Short version. Captured by Sahuagin, trying to find a way
The
out.
ugly fish
and
people?
People are being controlled. Yeah, and people are being controlled. I'm trying to free who I can, and my friends are down there, and yeah, it's kind of a clusterfuck.
So she instantly she looks around and sees people starting to turn on her. She just raises her hand, grabs onto her the heart of the island, and vines start to grow up out of the dirt, out of the stone, and start to kind of entangle the people around and just hold them.
Hell yeah, druids.
Oh, good. I
All
guessed
right.
correctly.
And Arthur, what are you doing?
I'm going to go stand directly beside Adelaide. And I'm going to use an at-will silent image to create a big pit surrounding us. A circular pit.
Okay.
With Adelaide and I in the middle.
All right. Oh God. Okay, hold on. I have a whole box of them. There's not gonna be a D20 here to save my life, though. Let me turn that off. Hey, there's a
Add two
D20.
D10s together.
Oh, I'll just do that. I'd like be very averaged. Okay. So about half of them, a little over half of them, stop right at the edge of that. They will not go any farther. They don't seem to look at it. They just don't seem to want to acknowledge it. A couple of others seem to continue past it like they didn't even see it. So you're only dealing with about 3 of them at this point.
When the few hesitate, Adelaide's just like, good rat.
Arthur's not a rat anymore.
I'm not
Oh.
a rat, and
Arthur hasn't been a rat since your internet went out.
Okay, so that's okay. I have an
No.
excuse.
I think that should stay in.
Sure.
I am a very charming
You
rat.
are a very charming rat.
She hears it up near her ear. Is like, oh shit.
Oh God! Rat in my hair! Perfect. As you are looking around this place and see the large cracks on the top, you see water start to touch on every side of this. The sunlight is completely snuffed. It becomes very dark in here. And you start to see lights kind of moving through the water where, again, like windows, nothing seems to penetrate into this cavern. No water seems to come in above you, below you, to the sides, no matter what. It just does not penetrate in here. And as all of the creatures turn and they brandish their weapons, they're starting to lean towards the humans. They are, mostly. The people turn, all of their wristbands shatter. And they all just get confused and they start to look around. And a few of them, the crew and things, start to look towards the other captives, the ones that are down, trying to make sure, see who's who. And the sounds of the rushing water just seem to end, and you're just in the stillness of life, and the light from the compass completely dims. And there's no issue with stones or anything, nothing falls. You are no longer in that realm.
Alright, well, do I go up? Or do I come back down?
What?
Do I climb up out of this pit? Or do I climb back down?
Merrick,
You
you
wanna
can't
help?
see right now, just FYI. And are you still holding the pearl?
Yeah.
As you are just sitting here, not even really conscious of it, you're holding the pearl, you feel it all of a sudden just start to feel a little bit cold, and little bioluminescent lights start to appear in every one of these cracks and crevices, and then a few more and more and more, and there's thousands, maybe millions, after a few moments, of little fish that all have some sort of phosphorescent aspect to them, lining the cracks and crevices, lighting this chamber dimly, but still lighting it.
Does everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it made it a lot easier to see in here.
Right, well, good. That's great.
Do we see any visible exits at the bottom?
Not in the pit, no.
So I would yell back up. Keep climbing.
Right, thank you. And he'll keep climbing out of the pit.
The crew
or put
starts
the
to
pearl
take
back in his
ladder.
pocket.
So the crew had tons of rope and several instruments because they knew they would get down here eventually like this. At least the Sahuagin did. So they start to throw down these things, the ladders. They actually start putting up this this contraption. It looks like some sort of elevator that goes across the pit, like these supports that go across the pit. This was all down these pathways. They'd been moving equipment in for a while now, and they start to set up these elevators. Eventually, they get everyone out of the pit.
Bonnie's going to be working on triage with, I'm assuming probably with Val. Although at one point she does kind of pause over by Merrick and just, you got the pearl, yeah?
Yep,
Good job.
thank you.
You know I'm half sea elf, right? And she walks away.
That's a very weird.
Wow.
Well then.
I thought
And she
you'd be part
continues
fawn.
about her way.
Initials
damn
S
it.
Buck.
Nope.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Tessa found that too amusing.
Merrick looks at Brindlehooves like, I didn't understand that. I don't.
Adelaide's gonna head to Merrick and ask if she can see the pearl to cast Identify on it.
Sure.
I want to know exactly what we can do with this thing to get out of here. If anything.
I mean, give it back to Robin, or no?
That's
Wait,
like the
who are we
fourth
giving this
step
to?
in this process.
Reef,
Alright?
Reef
giving
McMahon
You're
chest.
giving to Reef
Right.
McMahon chest.
Right.
God, I
Yes.
hate you guys. I love you guys, but I hate you guys sometimes. We're like those serious. This is a great fucking episode so far. Like, oh yeah, Reef McMahon chest. And his daughter, Ari
This
McMahon
hasn't been
chest.
serious. What are you talking about?
So Adelaide takes the very large pearl, chuckles to herself while she reaches into her pocket to grab a
Hold
normal
on.
sized pearl.
As soon as you take the pearl from Marek, all of the bioluminescent bits start to leave. So it becomes completely pitch black again.
Oh, come on.
No, give it back.
Fine.
And even without even really thinking about it, they all start to come back. And within a few moments, they're back.
What if I just touch the pearl while Merrick's holding it?
That could work.
Does anything? Okay, then I'm just gonna do that. Just stand still for a second.
So you
And
guys
she'll
basically
pull out.
hold hands for 10 minutes.
We're on either side of the pearl.
Bonnie, look away.
But
Or
yeah,
don't.
Adelaide has a little. She has her pocket watch as her focus, and this normal, not normal, pretty big, but still, it's a pearl. It's just way smaller than the pearl we just got. To cast Identify on.
Okay. All right, that takes you 10 minutes, right?
It takes me 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Because I have it. I don't have it. I'm not just
You're
casting
not
as a
ritual
ritual.
casting.
I'm just I'm spending a
Got
spell
it.
slot.
All right, so you sit here and you just focus. Your energy's down as you work with this. It's still fairly dark in here. I mean, just because there's a little bit of light from bioluminescent only goes so far, but there is a lot of it. As you are holding it, I'll be right back with you. Bonnie, Val, and Arthur, what are you guys doing during this time?
Val would be helping to triage all of the people who fell in the pit. She's healing where she can. I have.
So there's only a couple of people that are borderline that needed real serious and immediate attention. There's about a dozen people that died.
Okay. I don't have enough stuff to bring. I can't bring them all back or anything, unfortunately. I do have Revivify, but I don't have the diamonds to do it.
Revivify has to be done within a minute, I believe.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
also that. I don't think it's been
It's
quick
been
enough.
longer than a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
Bonnie?
So I heal who I can.
Okay.
Bonnie's
Brindlehoof's
gonna
also
charm-
healed.
Awesome. Bonnie's gonna help heal, but she's also gonna try and reach out to Reef with sending.
Okay, what do you say?
Have the pearl kind of stuck inside the mountain with a bunch of people who will not be able to breathe outside, who will not be able to survive outside of it. Any ideas to help them out?
We know you have the burl. We're at the entrance. So are they. Pocket of air with the pearl. Raise the ship with the pearl.
Awesome. Bonnie is going to relay that message to Merrick and the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Of here's how we can raise the ship, get everybody out, but this Hooligan and Reef and his people are all there, and we need to probably help with that. Let's get these people safe first.
Arthur.
I was going to be helping people out of the mountain, but that's a bad idea, so.
Well, with this new plan, actually, that's the next step. You're still going to have to take everyone down the mountain to back where the ship was.
Yeah. So I'll help with that, but once the air bubble is there.
Okay. Merrick, so what are you going to try to do here? Having been given this information.
Well,
Oh, first off, Adelaide.
Yes.
This is often a very clinical spell. You often get very detailed information to the nature of what a magical item does and how it is used. This item, the what you get out of this feels very vague, and the best way you could describe it is that it gives the wielder complete mastery over the ocean and those things that dwell or grow within it.
All right.
Hence
So-
Bonnie's joke. Sorry.
Well, Bonnie's joke makes a little more sense now.
Perfect.
Yeah, I am thinking you can do all the things that Bonnie just told you to do, Merrick.
I am like unto a god.
Yeah, so, use wisely.
Right.
Don't turn evil.
My humble denizens of the depth.
Oh, God.
My first command as your benevolent,
Substitute.
if not buoyant, god,
Very nice.
is to work your shit out.
Who are you talking to? You're still in the cave. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the pearl. Like I'm holding the pearl.
All right. What is your
You're talking
intention?
to the
though?
ocean.
Are you literally trying to talk to all of the ocean?
I'm trying to talk to specifically the merfolk and the Sahuagin.
Okay, so as
To-
you are doing that, you all can hear almost like this lot. Sorry about that. You can all hear
No, him.
almost hear like this
Merrick's
loudspeaker going off all around you, like almost like the mountain itself that you're in is radiating sound waves into the ocean nearby.
Merrick, what did you do?
Save the crew. Save the ship first. We'll deal with the impending war later.
Well, they brought the ship down in the first place to help find the pearl. What's to stop them from
Oh.
bringing the ship down again?
They
If
should fix
I-
what they broke. I gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Make nice, or at least bury the hatchet, and
And
You
not
know.
at each other.
figure things out, and allow these good people and us to go back home. Good, good, good people. One word.
Land
the
people. I don't
general
know.
populace.
So, what is your intention?
I think that Merrick wants to calm hostile intent towards the sentient, between the sentient races
Okay.
of the ocean.
Between these two races or all sentient races of the ocean?
He wasn't specific, but his intention was the Sahuagin and the Merfolk.
All right. So you want them to? You just want to remove the hostile intent that they have towards each other, or do
Correct.
you want them to work out what they're doing? What you're saying and what you're saying you want are two different things.
Okay, the intent is that they cease hostilities towards one another. Like that's
Okay.
it. That's all I can.
That's all you care about is the ceasing hostilities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At this moment.
Okay. What else are you doing?
Do you want me to... making an air bubble around everybody and the ship.
Okay. As you think about that, you see closest to the side of the mountain pushes out. The water just kind of pushes out, and air from the top of the mountain down all the way to surrounding the ship just sort of appears. So it's now a huge air pocket around you and all of the mountain and the ship.
I can get used to this.
So get used to this.
Now,
Almighty King of the Sea.
get it up.
Beg pardon?
Make it rise.
Beg pardon?
You know,
Could you please make the ship rise to the surface, please? The gigantic.
Do we want to get onto it first?
Well, I think we
Want them
need to
on it?
deliver this pearl, don't we?
The crew and the people. Do we want
Oh, yes.
them on
So
board?
you guys
Yes.
take the next hour or so to get the crew back onto the ship.
Bonnie definitely gives the captain a hug because she's so
The-
excited that he's okay.
Several of the people from both sides of from the Swahuagin and from the Merfolk are on top of the mountain in the one part that's still water. They seem to be talking.
Right. Well, should we give them space to suss this out? Or should we, be independent, arbitrary, what's the word? We're not invested in one side or the other.
Intermediaries.
Yeah, that's the one,
Here is my concern.
right?
We're supposed to deliver the pearl to Reef.
Reef.
Sorry. I meant
alright.
Reef. That was Tessa's
Of
script.
course,
Slip of
it's
the tongue
Merrick
there,
that
Bonnie.
Yeah,
remembers
pretty much.
what his
You don't
name
get
is
to be
and gets
queen of the ocean.
defensive.
No, Bonnie doesn't want to be queen of the ocean.
You say
Just
this
like
now.
Elika didn't want to be queen of the Vale.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
say this now.
We say
I
this
mean-
now.
I mean, Bonnie Merrick got really defensive about you getting Reef's name wrong.
Did. Did. The fuck was that about? No, I'm kidding. My concern is that when we give it over, what's to say things aren't going to immediately snap back to the way they were just a moment ago and have them drag it back down? Maybe we should hang on to the pearl just long enough for the gigantic to get away for a bit and we can figure out how to get back on later. Make sure they're out of the area before.
Can ask for a ride.
Yeah.
Part
I
of
don't
your getting down here was the safe back to the surface. But yeah, I see what you're saying. But you're still especially after return. I mean, even after returning the pearl, you'll still be aligned with the merfolk, so they will have that power to protect the ship if necessary.
Yeah. Okay, well then I'm not as worried about it. My worry was that the war was to immediately start back up, and then we'd have to deal with
Well,
it.
they
but
really haven't
I-
had war up till now. I mean, they've had some war here and there, but it's been more of it wasn't like constant battles when you were coming down or anything.
Okay, well then
There were battles
We
though,
can-
and there were deaths, and I don't want to dismiss that idea.
my concerns are perfectly assuaged, and I'm not too worried. My goal was just to make sure that the ship got to where it needed to go far enough away so it wasn't immediately dragged back down in case something went wrong. But I'm totally cool.
Adelaide, what does the compass do now?
Points to home.
Yeah, no more light.
So we're just on the material plane now.
Seems
That's
like it.
probably a good thing.
Back on terra firma, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Oh, what now?
Well, I mean, we get a bonus for doing really, really well, right?
Mhm.
Supposedly.
So, what can we do that would just knock Robin's socks right off?
How will we get extra credit? Is that what you're asking?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Well, we did just save most of the passengers and crew from the gigantic, including a princess.
We were
so that's
told to-
probably earned us some points.
We were told to do that, though.
True, I guess.
Maybe
Yeah,
I
but we
didn't
were
say
gonna do
that.
it without being told.
They did try to stab
What?
me.
So now that everyone's back on the ship, are you going to raise the ship up, Merrick?
Yes.
Are you going to go with the ship, or are you going to stay down here?
With the ship.
Okay. So much like as you saw it getting pulled down, Merrick, you go up and stand on the ship, and you start to create this bubble directly around the ship. It lets go of the air pocket kind of around the mountain, since that's no longer needed, and you fill it up enough to get the ship fully righted, and slowly are able to use the water, actually tilt it and shift so that it doesn't fill with water capsize as it was coming down. And so now the ship is completely righted in the water that's filling half of this bubble, and you start to lift the bubble up to the top of the ocean. After several minutes, you reach the surface, and the ship is there on the surface. It's a beautiful sunny day.
Right. So, can we communicate with Reef and Reef? Yeah, I guess.
I've got one last sending.
Mr. McChest.
McMahon chest.
You know what? I've got an idea. I'm not sure if it's a good one.
Okay.
Could you send to Ari?
Yeah. Sure.
Let her know. Of course, they probably know where we are, but let her know. Does she know what starboard means?
Not sure how often they use boats.
Right. Well,
Yeah, no idea.
there's the pointy end of the boat and the opposite end of the boat, and it's going to be the right hand side. Right fin side.
You want to just drop it into the water and hope she catches it?
I didn't say that.
I'm just. Is that what your intention is?
I didn't say that.
Would
That
you
is
like
factually
me to
accurate, yes.
Swim it down instead, and tell her to meet me, and I can swim back up to the boat.
You guys still have water breathing and stuff on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's what I was like. Do you just want me to just go give it to her? and
20
come
plus
back?
years of breathing air, you know, it's a hard
You
habit.
forget, yeah,
to break.
seriously, you
Honestly,
forget.
Out of what we just did, I'm pretty sure we could get the crew to stay there for
Yeah.
an hour or two and get themselves squared away while we go down and return the pearl and
Probably
come back
need to.
again.
They'd rather not, but
Need to
that's
set
okay. Yeah, but they'll move on as few sales as necessary to get moving. They also had some time while you guys were getting everything down low, but because this is exactly the spot where they got drug under last time, they don't want to do it again. So, but yeah, I mean, if they could be easily moving in 10 or 15 minutes. But,
Well, that's what I was trying to say was that maybe Ari can come up to the surface and I can just jump in real quick.
or meet her
rather
halfway or
than-
something. Sure.
Yeah.
Because I guess I'm the chosen wielder for the time being. I think I should be the one to hop in.
You
Sounds
both could
good.
go. I mean, or you could all go. It's
Sure,
not a huge
I
deal.
mean, yeah, you're right.
Do we
Well,
want to?
at least-
We can all go. Yeah.
Let's discuss it
Probably
over a
should.
feast.
Let's.
There is a few bottles of wine being opened and things, and people are kind of cheered and are happy to be up on top of the ship. They said they'll wait until you're done, of course, and they'll just get things ready, and they'll start trying to figure out what to do with the dead is their big concern right now.
Will be. Val, is there anything you can do for those who passed to maybe preserve them
Val's
for
had
resurrection?
lots of time, so if you wanted to do that, you could have.
I could. do have gentle repose.
Ever the optimist having that
See.
prepared.
She's a grave clerk. I think it's
Is it
auto
not a- is it a
prepared.
level
It
one or
probably
cantrip
is.
or-
It's
It
an
probably
automatic.
is.
I don't have to prepare it.
Yeah, it's a cantrip, right?
No, it's not a cantrip.
okay.
It's a second level spell, but
That
it
makes
is
sense.
Oh,
one
jeez.
that I automatically get. I don't have to prep it.
Okay.
But I can cast 3 of those. How many people died?
12.
Ugh, I don't have enough to do everybody. Even if I use all my higher level spell slots, I won't have enough spell slots to do everybody.
Today.
That's true.
Yeah.
I could
So
do some today and then
it'll-
some tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think what is the limit per spell? I think one spell is a minute, and the next spell is 10 days. Raise Dead is 10 days.
Yeah, that's right.
Gentle repose lasts for 10 days.
No, I'm saying that Raise Dead is anything dead less than 10 days.
Oh, I think so.
So as long as you preserve them within 10 days.
Oh, it does say it effectively extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead. So 10 days, so time spent under the influence of gentle repose doesn't count
Yeah,
towards
that's
the
what I'm
10
saying.
days. for
Correct.
raised
So
dead.
you add it, you make it basically
Yeah.
20 days.
Well, no, because if they're 9 days, then it becomes,
I mean, if she did it right now.
Actually, no, you always extend it that long. Yes, yeah, because you always get the 10 days plus the 10 days. So yeah, as long as you gentle repose them sometime in the next 10 days, they can all be raised deaded anytime up to 10 days after, anytime up to 20 days from when they died.
Okay, yeah, I'll gentle repose everybody.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
much as I can. I won't be able to do everybody the first day. It'll take me 2 days, but
Okay, no problem.
I can do it in 2 days.
Sounds good. All right.
So Bonnie's basically gonna cast her last sending to Ari and tell her to meet the 5 of us halfway, and then basically say, just under
What do you say to Ari?
the boat. Hey Ari, we have the pearl to give to you. Can you please meet us right by the ship that was just raised? We can meet you about maybe halfway down. Please.
Do you say when?
Yeah, she would give it to.
She said like right now, as opposed to like
Yeah.
you didn't really. If you don't say when, she's gonna be like, when am I gonna meet you?
Yeah,
This one. So
right now,
the implication being right now. Got it.
Yeah.
You hear her say, "Yeah, I'll be there."
She doesn't sound happy. Something's wrong.
we can figure that out when we talk to her.
Why did you want us to give it to Ari instead of Reef?
He seemed very invested in obtaining this pearl, and of course, one night of drinking with someone does not mean that I know his character. So, I trust him, but I don't trust him implicitly.
Gain inspiration.
Thank you.
That is a lot of power to throw around. So let's give it to a 16-year-old. It worked last time.
Oh yeah, worked out great.
That's true.
We're just handing kingdoms to teenage girls all over the place. I like this. We're
Hell yeah.
I was gonna say, can we just do
We're
that everywhere? Let's
redistributing
give it a
power.
try.
redistributing the means of authority.
All right. So you guys head down into the water. Anything else you do to prepare?
How much time would it have taken us to... No, it's fine. My familiar's an octopus. It doesn't matter. We're going back in the water. Never mind.
Merrick will grab a couple more bottles of that wine.
Okay.
Of wine. It was Reef's wine that we drank previously,
Yeah,
so a couple bottles of wine to replace it.
Sure. Okay.
Bonnie's gonna do a quick using her carpenter tools. She's gonna just do a really rough carving of a little wooden bracelet for Ari.
Okay. It's gonna be very rough.
Oh yeah, no, I know it's gonna be rough.
In a few minutes. Yeah, it's gonna be a very rough thing. All right. So you guys head back into the water and start plunging into the depths. It takes a few minutes to reach roughly the halfway point. Do you guys have a light source or anything?
Are the
We
little
have
floaty
Val.
guys back?
Yeah.
No, but one thing you notice you can do, Merrick, and actually they probably would come back once you couldn't see. You are able to create that radius of clarity that the horn seemed to have given you before. That just kind of exudes around you. So all of that is gone except for the little bioluminescent creatures that come by and start to kind of dot the landscape, almost looking like stars above you and around you. And you start to see them kind of part and move a little bit below you as Ari comes swimming up. She kind of swims up next to you. She looks defeated, a little upset. It's hard to tell underwater. You think she might have been crying or whatever they do. That's kind of an equivalent.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Now that's a lie if I've ever seen one.
Nothing is wrong according to my father.
But you're...
What's wrong to you?
Our people have made peace.
Why is that a problem?
I have been promised to Flanquen, the leader of the Sahuagin.
Why do these things always fall down to arranged marriages? Damn it.
Was that the terms of peace?
That was part of them. There's many others. It's the way of our people. It's okay.
So it's been a long-standing thing for you people to have bride prizes when negotiating?
I agreed to it.
Okay, well,
Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it.
that's very true. Of course, it'd be preferable if you were happy about it.
Is there an alternative?
Not everyone gets love.
I mean, there's always consorts.
I don't know what that means.
What's your word for side peaks?
Oh, a fillet.
An appetizer.
Emphasis on the lay.
It's called a Hush, puppy.
Just the cookies, fish.
This is like all in the moment. I'm so
We
sorry.
love you,
It's okay.
Tess.
You could come with us.
No. What would happen to my people? And my new people? I can't leave after making a commitment.
Well, here, I've thought, and I was hoping that, well, your people seem to honor commitments and be very upfront with honoring those commitments. We had made a deal for the compass, and you provided the compass upfront. We have been less than so forthcoming with our end of the arrangement. So, in the spirit of the hospitality that your people have given, I would like to give this to you. And
Alright.
he hands over the pearl.
Now you make the rules.
She kind of reaches over and just takes it and kind of just looks at it down in her hand for a moment. All of the bioluminescent fish leave. All right.
It's your decision if you would like to give it to your father. It's your decision if you'd like to take it with you to your new people or your
Joint
in-laws.
people.
Joint people, the
Your
the new ones.
people-in-law.
The people-in-law.
She
Yeah,
kind of
I
laughs
like
at
that.
that though. I don't know what good this is for the most part.
It does a lot. Just putting that out there.
I would not want to. I'll probably give it to my father. He's better with such things. But thank you.
That's your decision.
I understand.
Ari, could I give you something?
Sure.
Bonnie
thank you, Matthew. I was thinking it
reaches.
too.
Bonnie takes off her pack, and instead of reaching for the bracelet that she had just rough hewn, she reaches into the bottom of the bag and pulls out a small box. This was given to me before I left my home. Because you're right, not everybody gets a chance at love. But I like to think that at some point, what you've promised yourself to may blossom into that. And just because the person who gave this to me was not the person that I found love with, doesn't mean that the person that you promised to isn't the person you won't find love with. And she pulls out a small ring, silver with a shell in place of a stone, and presses it into Ari's hand.
She looks at it and kind of smiles a bit with the little shell on it. She puts it on her finger. She's a little smaller than Bonnie, I think, and goes on like her index finger on her left hand, and she kind of looks at it. She nods. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Adelaide swims forward, I guess. We're swimming. Ari, just remember, you're worth more than what your family expects from you. And be sure to want things for yourself sometimes.
All right.
And if you want adventure, you know how to find us.
And she turns to Arthur. I think I'll miss you most of all, Scarecrow.
Yes, well, I am a very charming rat. I will miss you as well.
Scarecarp.
Thank you.
What you're doing is very brave, Ari.
I guess.
And it sucks. So, make the best of it. We're sorry that this choice was taken from you.
I don't know why things changed. She shrugs.
Was there somebody who was your choice?
No, my father, his plan changed. It must have been, I don't know. He just, everything changed.
When?
Merrick.
Today,
When today?
right when
2
you all
hours
were
and 15 minutes. So
were down in the thing, down inside of the thing, he decided to go and start negotiations and talk with the Sahuagin instead of going through with what he was originally going to do.
What was he going to do?
He was going to use this on the Sahuagin.
Adelaide looks to Merrick and whispers, "Forced marriage is better than genocide."
Well,
He said he was going to make them leave, find somewhere else to
Oh.
live.
oh.
I think he was going to
Well.
kill them.
Right, we have a term for that. They found a nice ranch to run and play and be free.
It was a horse farm upstate for us.
It was a goat.
What's a horse?
You know
What are
this little.
seahorses?
It's like it's in the sea.
Oh, all right.
It has 4 legs instead of 2. No, it has 4 legs instead of none.
Instead of none.
I forgot what a seahorse looked like.
It's not a
Just
kangaroo.
imagine it with little hooves, like, nay.
Somewhere out there, a brindle hoof sea hoof
Oh, Brindle Hooves,
Seahorse
Seahorse
came
with the
into
sea hooves.
existence.
Brindle-
Seahooves, Brindle.
Sea hooves.
God.
Oh Lord! All right,
Brindle scales.
Brindle hooves.
Brian.
Oh!
Perfect. Perfect.
I'm like 3 for 3 today. I'm
That
really
was
proud
really
of
good.
myself.
That was really good. All right.
And don't forget, you have the pearl now. You could always go by Aquiel. Like you wanted. Instead of Ari. It's fine. It was a couple weeks ago. It was a long time ago. You may have
It was
forgotten.
a long time.
I thought you were gonna go with the Galabariel joke, but all right.
No, Ursula's a great name.
Oh, Ursula's. I've always liked Ursula.
What could go wrong?
So she just nods. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Thank you for being such pleasant company while we were under the sea.
I know that my dad wanted to get to know you better, Merrick. I brought you some of his tuna, and she pulls out a little package and hands it to you.
Oh god, good. I thought that was a euphemism. I don't know.
Just
We can't all be winners.
Lord. I'm
The
just thinking
misses are sometimes
like
funnier.
trout spotting. Like she just pulls out something and starts spraying you with. Never mind. Where are you going, Angela? I don't even
Oh,
know. All right.
You know, my mother's people have a word for that. That's amore.
I hate it.
Like an eel.
That was the
Yes.
joke. Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like an eel.
Welcome to the joke, Val. Put your
When
hand
Val
in a
become
crack and you won't
Drax
get
from
it back.
Guardians.
All right.
Be well.
She nods. Try. She kind of looks down at the pearl again as you guys start to head away, and you guys just kind of move out of range and out of sight.
Oh, I got bottles of wine for your father. Mm.
All
They
right,
just
come
started
back.
floating really.
I got him.
Well, think about it on the bright side, Merrick. You were apparently being hit on by some sort of world leader.
I'm in the wrong career.
Merrick, private sommelier.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
I was going for something a little more elegant than what I could have called him.
Merrick Bigelow.
It's the first
Halfling
time I'd be
gigolo.
called big.
What do you guys do?
Start swimming up to the ship, I guess.
All right, so you guys make it up to the top of the ship, and you are now helped back onto the ship this time. No need to sneak back on, as everyone pretty much understands what was going on now. Glad that you were there and available to help. The captain comes and says, "Next time, just let me know. I'd be glad to just help. I understand what the Birchfield is like. Believe it or not. Actually, let's go into that conversation." So he, as you kind of say that in that moment, he looks at you. "I know more about the Birchfield than you'll ever know."
Try me.
Let's discuss it over dinner.
He looks at, and give me an insight check.
Okay. 11.
Merrick, give me an insight check. Arthur and Val, you guys can too.
All right.
Realize everyone's
18.
technically standing there talking to him.
Sure, we're all looking at him.
22.
4.
Wisdom's not my
I am a
So
very
when you
handsome
roll a
rat.
d8, what happens?
What happens when you roll a d8? Usually you get a number between
Yeah,
1
and
and
roll a
8.
1, and you have a -1 wisdom.
Why are you rolling a d8?
Because
Roll a d8 3 times, and then divide by
It's been a
2 and multiply by 1.5.
8.
8. Okay. Val and Merrick, as Adelaide says that she's laughing kind of at her own joke a little bit. She's a little too proud of herself about that joke. She kind of looks off to one side and doesn't really catch the captain looking at Adelaide and giving a look of obviously knowing exactly the joke she's making. And she doesn't catch it at all. It's a very quick look, but it was more of very much a situation of him trying to let her know that he knows something. And she doesn't catch it. It's very obvious she doesn't catch it. But it was there. And he just kind of nods and says, "I understand that the Birchfield paid for about half of this ship, although they would never admit it. I understand that what the purpose of it was. I understand that the new ideas that went into building it. I understand why. I don't ever command a ship that I don't know everything about. Period."
I'd be fascinated to see some of that impressive things it was built for, I guess.
I hope I never do.
Oh.
Good day.
Thank you, Captain.
He said good day.
I said good day.
Sorry, what did I miss?
They were having a conversation with the captain about letting him know that you guys were on board. He knew as soon as he saw you guys down there what you were doing. He knew you were Birchfield, and He knew that the Birchfield paid for about half of the ship and a few other things he kind of revealed. So
Hopefully he's not too mad at Bonnie since she
he's
really
not mad at he's not mad at all. He's a little upset at the Birchfield because of all their secrecy, because he's like, I understand what the Birchfield is, but you know, I would have been willing to help anyways. Kind of where he's at.
Right. Well,
He does also, though. Sorry, right before that, let you know that there is going to be a delay because they had some more damage to the ship than they had anticipated. So they're doing some repairs. It's going to be about another 2 hours before they.
Adelaide
go.
would immediately offer if there's anything she can do to help. She does have the ability to mend smaller things, so if their crew could be better
There's
spent
lots
doing
of
other
stuff
things.
that can be mended. There's
Yeah.
lots of work to be done. There's lots of toting to be done. He's also going to
Yeah,
ask that you don't leave the ship because he wants to be ready to go as soon as it's done.
No intention of leaving.
Someone
No, that's fine.
say that there was some boat work that needed to be done.
He
That's
comes
also
to,
true.
he'll put you to work. He'll send you the bosun and have the bosun start putting you guys to work.
You got
I'll
it.
serve drinks.
Val continues to
Thanks,
work
Marissa.
on healing people.
so are we still planning on making actual previously scheduled journey to the island? To
Oh yes,
drop
we're
folks
continuing
off, or-
on to the island, and then the ship. Sorry, yes, the ship is continuing on to the island, and then we'll be returning home. So you guys are going to get the trip to the island. You're going to spend some time on the island.
Beach episode.
And, yeah, sure, and yeah, so there's that. For those that were curious, because I know that it'll come up and it's not going to affect anything down the road, your other dispel magic, Val, that dispel magic you were rolling earlier was not for the shackles on the princess. It was for her jewel. Because when you dispel magic on someone, you dispel all magic on them, and you have to roll against everything. Now, it was very unlikely you were going to do anything to it, but there was a chance, about 5%.
You broke a priceless jewel.
That's why you said it was good that I rolled low.
Not
Gotcha,
really
gotcha.
broke it, but not broke the jewel itself, but broke the setting. What would have happened? I don't want to just leave it out there since it's never going to come up. I don't want to leave a Chekhov's gun out there and just
Okay.
because I know it would bother me. Like, what the hell? Why did you have to make that check when nobody else did? You know. Okay. So about an hour and a half later, actually an hour and 15 minutes later, because you guys are all helping and you guys do a lot of good things, magic-wise and work-wise. Everything is about ready and underway, and they start to set all of the sails.
Bonnie's gonna go out to the deck after she finishes helping and just kind of stare back towards Eudora and down towards where she left Ari and
Okay.
kind of
And it is starting to
just
get to be
ponder for a bit.
okay. And it's starting to be dusk again. Where are you? I'm sorry.
I'm just on the deck of the ship, just kind of looking back
Which
towards Eudora.
Okay, so the back of the ship.
Yeah.
Got it. The shuffleboard deck, I believe it was. Anybody else with Bonnie?
Yes.
All right. Perception checks from the two of you, please.
Okay.
Oh no! Oh goodness!
I'm pretty sure that I'm under eating something somewhere, so I wouldn't be up there.
You're eating Merrick's tuna.
28.
8.
So Merrick, Bonnie, while you're looking at Adora, Merrick, you're Adora-ing Bonnie, and they can't all be winners. And Adora, the Explorer movie just came out, and that's that. That's the last time we're going to mention it or talk about any of it. Bonnie, you it's getting dark and of course the it's not dark, it's getting to be the sun is setting, so the colors are shifting and you're getting purples and oranges and things. It can change a lot of what the sea looks like. However, the sea it doesn't usually play tricks like this. As you start to look back in the sea, you start to see things floating in the water. Lots of them. Dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of things. As the ship starts to pull away. What'd you get on your perception check?
28.
You don't need a scope to a spyglass to see as some of the things start to come up underneath the ship all around you. They are humanoid parts. Sahugin, merfolk, all sorts. Just different pieces of people who have been ripped and torn apart. This is not just them fighting each other.
Something happened.
Hmm?
Ship is moving about 30 miles per hour. It will leave you if you jump off.
She's really torn.
And in the hesitation, it's gone. You're beyond it.
Damn it.
Are you alright?
Did you send
No.
Ari?
I'm out of sendings. I used my last one to meet her. I'm out of that level spell slot.
So, I couldn't help but notice that you mentioned something.
Hmm?
Something about love.
It seemed to be a pertinent topic.
I'm sure it was. Is it still though?
Pardon me, there's a seagull that has landed on my desk.
Mine, mine, mine.
I mean, that is what a cat says, but
Seagull butt.
it goes, mine, mine.
Do you mean for the person who gave me the ring? Or the person that I'm currently with?
Oh. Yes?
For the person who gave me the ring, I will always be thankful for the time I had with him. But he was not the one for me. And what was once love isn't anymore. Just fondness. And I hope that he is very happy on the tooth with a woman who wants to be a fisherman's wife. Because I was not that person. For the person I'm currently with,
I hope he doesn't come up short.
no. Don't know that he could.
Well. And one of the spotters is pointing off towards the sunset.
Bonnie looks over.
As you look over, you see what looks to be this kind of large, almost sea green body, almost as big as a ship, and a blowhole just with the spray and mucus kind of coming off of it. And then about halfway down the body, another blowhole, and about halfway down the from there, another blowhole, and towards the end, a fourth blowhole. But all seemingly on the same body, and then you see another one surface and another one surface, and just these blowholes of these creatures going off, and these weird, large, very thin fins coming off the backs and tops of them. And then a fifth one comes up. And off in the distance, very small to your eyes, but backlit, a creature sitting or standing on the head of this whale-like creature with fiery red hair. And then you start to notice that these creatures, their bodies have these humongous, almost full like their body thick fins, but they're not fins. They're more like tentacles. 2 on each side, and their tail goes back much longer and thinner than you'd think. And they're fanned and finned out.
Eric?
And the 5 of
Are
them
you
just
saying
sit
this?
way off in the distance, almost showing respect to your ship in some way. And they just sit there for a few minutes between you and the sunset. Before one, and then the next, and the next, and the next, and the last disappears under the waves.
Bonnie's gonna just try and call out to Ari.
It's too far to call out, you know that. As they go down, each of these creatures flips its fin, which you thought you had seen its rear tail fin, but you had not. You'd only seen its tentacles much, much farther down. You see the rear fins flap, the very thin, comparatively speaking, but still thicker than any mast on this ship. The fin with the large, or the tail with the large fin on it, flapping and slapping into the ground as they descend. These lost creatures.
Well, I'm glad those didn't try to eat us.
Yeah. Merrick, I care for you a lot.
All right.
And as far as the love question, it's entirely possible. And I don't think you could measure up short. And I'm never ever measuring you against him. Because that's unfair.
To him.
Absolutely.
Right, well, I'm gonna eat this sushi before it goes belly up.
I'm eating all your tuna.
I didn't let it leave my sight.
By
are you
belly up,
doing?
you meant Arthur's belly.
I'll come get it.
Merrick pulls a fishing knife out. I'll get it back.
And Bonnie makes a mental note to check in on Ari first thing in the morning. I'm not expecting you to feel the same way. And that's okay. You don't have to.
Well, it certainly, well, I don't know that I've ever had that before, so it's certainly within the realm of possibility that I have feelings of a certain timbre and quality.
Nice music terms. Good job.
I'll have to talk to me mum.
That is okay, because I already know that your mom loves me.
Oh my god.
I think there's a word for the complex we just expressed.
You remember their first date, right?
I didn't get to be there though.
You were asked, and then
Could've
your
been.
schedule was checked. Don't even give me that crap.
I'm aware. I'm saying there was 20% of Adelaide regrets that decision. Just for the spectacle.
Your mom already loves me. It's totally fine. She is joking with you.
My mom doesn't joke with me.
No, I meant Bonnie is joking with you.
Oh! OOC voice.
All right. Is that it?
Pan to the ocean. Pan to the carnage
Okay.
in the ocean.
Well, Bonnie is gonna keep that to herself until she gets a chance to talk to Ari and make sure Ari's okay.
So the next morning, Bonnie, everyone wakes up. Everybody wakes up to meals brought to them. Little carts wheeled in, full first-class treatment. You actually were given some of the first-class rooms, and there are a few people that don't eat anymore. And
I go out on the balcony.
got
to
the
eat.
little metal dome over the food, and the chefs come in and they just push them in, or the not chefs, the little footmen is not right. Bellhops, stewards, and then they end up leaving.
I invite mine to stay and eat with me.
He says that he would
Adelaide
love
tips
to,
hers.
except that they're not doing escort services today, so they'll be doing that tomorrow or the next day. But
Full
I'll be
service
glad to come back.
cruise ship.
So
Tomorrow then.
All right, and he leaves, and they head off. So everybody, describe to me, and I'll call on you guys. Arthur, give me first. What meal, as it's pulled open, what meal has the chef prepared for you?
It is a foot-long sandwich
Okay.
filled with all the fixins.
Okay. Perfect. Love it.
He knew that was my favorite meal. So.
Awesome. Val? This is breakfast too, so just be aware.
Yeah. So I feel like there's probably just a stereotypical breakfast, but there's just lots of it. So like bacon and ham and like short stack of waffles and eggs and all of that stuff. Just lots of it and really well cooked.
Perfect. Bonnie, sorry.
Bonnie has a couple of slices of really nicely grilled French bread with poached eggs laid out on top, and a little bit of sea salt and black pepper just cracked over the top.
Okay. Adelaide?
Adelaide gets a really, really stiff cup of coffee and the pot and a very elegantly prepared, very a Benedict, like an eggs Benedict, with it's just very well crafted and very, very decadent.
Perfect. Marek, as they get to you, and as you get to yours and you pull open the lid, on the inside, there is one tiny little sweet pickle, one pimento olive, and a note.
It says, "I drank your martini."
Love them.
Right. So he's gonna take the it's tiny pickle, so a little cornichon, and it's like
Yeah.
put the toothpick in his mouth and like hold on to the olive and open the note.
As you open the note, it's a very simple message, crudely written, that says, "Don't ever come into my kitchen again or you'll starve." And it's signed the chef.
How did he know?
It's a good question. You want to ask him?
A chef always knows.
I would like to go. I've got. There seems to have been a mistake with my meal. I am going to return very quickly.
Who do you say that? You're in your cabin. Who do you say that to? Oh, who do you say that to?
Bonnie?
Oh, all right.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize we were having breakfast this morning.
Might as well. I mean, it's breakfast. And it's
All
completely
right.
innocuous.
So,
So you guys get the
unfortunately,
escorts.
unfortunately, the chef is not available when you get there. They're done.
It's self-serve today.
So yeah,
just-
it's like there's a little
Bonnie
buffet
happily
there.
shares her breakfast.
So Merrick is going to, on the back of the note that it was drawn on, will point out every point of ingress and egress into the kitchen by which he could have entered, but circle the one that he actually did use. And then possibly a little bit of a note of like, oh, I did think about this, but I chose to go a different route. That my consultation services are available.
All right, nice. That's good. Okay.
Bonnie's gonna send that sending.
All right. So what does Bonnie say?
Ari, is everything okay? How are you doing? Is there anything I can do to help?
The only response you get is, "I'm free."
She sends back, I'm glad you're free.
Is that all you say?
Yeah. And then Bonnie's going to go have a good long cry. Hopefully not around Merrick.
Oh, I was gonna say that Merrick's like rubbing her back just like Arthur taught him the other day.
That was more of a prep you up to fight kind of massage. No, prep you up to command the denizens of the Underdeep.
To become a god.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
all right, that's appropriate.
I think Bonnie's
We're
gonna keep
friends with the angry
that probably close to the chest.
Okay.
She is glad that Ari is free. She's not happy with how it happened.
No, that's fine.
But as
Um,
someone who knew what it was like to feel trapped in their situation, she's at least happy for that. And that she was genuine with.
Great. So later that day, Adelaide, you get a sending.
All right.
Grab your compass.
She just reaches into her pocket where she's keeping it.
Well, you've been keeping it inside of a book out of the ability to be talked
Oh,
to.
that's
So you have to
right.
be holding
That's
onto
right.
it. So even if it was in your pocket, it still wouldn't activate. You have to hold onto it.
It was Robin's voice.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume
It was whatever
so
Robin
Adelaide,
passes for Robin's voice this week. Yes.
it takes a minute, but she responds to the sending. Just a moment, and she will go into the bag, retrieve her hidey hole book, open the hidey hole book, look at it for a long second, and then pick up the compass.
Nothing seems to happen. So as soon as you,
Hello?
okay, so as soon as you say, oh, good, you still have it. Well, that's a start. We've not been able to get in contact with any of the merfolk or Reef. Have you been in contact at all? Did you complete your mission?
Yes, we left yesterday. We were able to deliver the requested item to
Excellent.
Reef and his people. And yes, I would say it was a rocky but overall successful trip.
Rocky, that's funny. Excellent. I'm glad that you've done so well, and you have rescued all of the ship. I understand. I got a report here that 12 people have died, but no one of serious consequence.
It's
I understand you care about these people. I don't. I care about our people. You did good.
well, our people are fine. Any other instructions? We'll be at the island soon. The actual destination of the ship, so...
You're going to the island. They're not returning here?
It seems like they're finishing their trip first?
That captain. That's fine. I will, well, I guess you won't be back for a little while then. Back on the normal schedule. I was hoping you'd be back a little earlier. I'll find out if there's something you can be doing there. If not, enjoy your vacation. Don't expect me to pay your expenses.
Understood. Thank you. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
I will. Once again, good job.
Thank you. She'll put it away.
Okay.
Is there a commissary on the ship?
There
Like somewhere to
No.
buy things?
there are several gift shops.
Can you buy charcoal, incense, and herbs at those gift shops?
Incense, yes. Charcoal.
I could maybe
You
talk to
can
the
get
captain and
charcoal.
ask, yeah.
Herbs? What do you need?
I'm trying to cast Find Familiar. I need stuff to burn in the brazier I have.
They'll have that. Yeah, the captain will get you whatever you need.
Okay.
Burn paper to get charcoal.
That'll take a little while, though. I think I need more I need 10 gold worth of this.
Jesus.
He'll
get it
so yeah, so she's gonna spend some time in her room, maybe with the porthole open, burning stuff in a brazier,
Okay.
to cast Find Familiar and to turn the goddamn octopus into something else. She's actually going to dismiss the fiend familiar and go
Alright.
for something a little less intense. She's gonna conjure a celestial familiar.
Can you change that? I didn't know you could change that.
It says, appearing in an unoccupied space within range, the familiar has the statistics of the chosen form, though it is a celestial, fiend, or fae, your choice, instead of a beast. Like, you get to pick the...
Oh, I never thought about
You get to
choosing
pick
that.
the
Yeah, changing
animal,
that.
and you
That's
can
neat.
pick... and Adelaide's all down for, like, trying to experiment and see what you can do with the spells.
It
so,
makes
like,
a lot more sense that you, as somebody who just learned that outside of a class, right?
No, that's part of the wizarding. That was part of my
Oh, but it's a
training
wizard
with
thing,
an
yeah.
art.
But
Yeah.
it makes sense as a
Wizard
wizard
stuff.
you could choose anything. Well, like if it's a warlock, it would make sense to match your patron. But for I like that.
You're just
Oh.
used to us like treating them as pets and like actual like NPCs.
No, I think this is fine. No, I have no problems with dismissing. I actually really like that. It was just I didn't know you could change that style because that's actually very useful for when you have certain spells like circles of protection and things like that that would prevent your certain types of familiars from getting in or being detected. You would be like, oh, I'll just change out the familiar. That's a neat idea. Sorry.
So she's gonna go with a hawk.
Okay.
That's a celestial, so it's gonna have like, let's say, like goldish white shimmering eyes on top of the hawkness.
Sounds
Does it
great.
look like Hawkeye.
Alrighty.
Kinda. Kinda looks
So
like Hawkeye.
So that is that. Are you Adelaide, going to talk to anybody about what Robin talked to you about, or are you gonna let that go?
About the captain doing something other than what he was supposed to, or that we're day off kind of thing? Or...
No, about specifically what Robin said, or anything that he talked to you about, or are you just gonna kind of let it go?
I mean, I'm not gonna seek anyone out. If we
Okay.
all reconvene at a certain point, that's fine. she's just gonna grab a book and her bird and go hang out in a dark lounge somewhere. It's too bright on deck.
There's a lot of covered decks as well, so.
Sure. She actually would be curious. She'll be keeping an eye out when she's on deck and stuff for the princess. She wants to see if she sees her around at all.
No, I don't think you'll see the princess around today, but as the rest of the journey goes on, you probably will. But we're probably not, unless you have something specific.
More like Adelaide might try to strike up a conversation with her
Sure.
just to sort of like get to know her a little bit.
She
just
definitely will be
because-
willing to sit down and chat with anyone about anything they want to talk about. After you guys have kind of rescued them, Dak as well. And so overall, yeah, you'll have the ability to talk to any of them. But I think we're kind of done with that. That was a short arc. We're actually going into
short and brutal.
well, I think it was what, 5 sessions. So I mean that's a pretty decent arc. And so I think we're gonna call it a little early today, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So thank you all. As the last thing, does anybody have anything they want to resolve that kind of comes from this arc? Bonnie said you're going to kind of keep it a secret. Adelaide has nothing to talk to about Robe and stuff. I didn't know if there's anything left hanging over all of that that anybody was going to talk about or do.
After that, Bonnie might actually try and send another sending to Finian to see if she can make contact, which is the name that her mom gave her for her dad.
Yeah, but you've never met and you don't know full name, so it could be any Finian.
No, I have his last name.
You have a last name.
A last name.
Oh.
Yeah. I figured I'd just give it a try.
You've tried doing this before, right?
I have tried once before in game. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it does not work, at least not this time.
Okay. Didn't work last time either, so it's all good.
I know that.
So yeah,
All
she just gives it a try.
Okay. Anything else?
It's not really plot related, if that's okay.
Sure.
That blacksmith's toy. Merrick is gonna be fiddling with it and trying to figure out what else he can.
You were trying to do this before earlier too, and I apologize. I've forgotten exactly what it does. Do you have the information on it?
I do on my character sheet. One moment.
Yeah, if you can send that to me real quick, that would be helpful. I can see if it's something I can do in the moment or not.
There. Nope, that's wrong.
God. You did that on purpose.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to copy it from. Can I just read it? It's not.
Okay,
copying
okay,
from
okay.
Beyond.
Then why was this picture in your Control C of Bugs Bunny riding brindle hooves, if not specifically for this gag?
He said that
I said
to
it-
me asking for a unicorn horn on it. I didn't get to it.
It's all good.
Got it. Okay. So we're doing that again.
Brindle hooves.
All right. Give me another shape and a puzzle check. What would that be? Sleight of hand, but with intelligence.
Okay. Okay. The shape he's trying to make is a pyramid.
Okay.
That is a nat 20.
Yes.
And
All right.
so
I knew that. sound
sleight of
effect
hand,
would
not
work.
using dex. That is a total of intelligence. That's 28.
So as you finish and it becomes a pyramid, you hear something rattling around inside.
Is there a door on it? Is there like...
Not really. There's really no way to... You would have to undo it as a pyramid.
Okay.
Okay. So as you make it in a pyramid, all of a sudden as you turn it into a pyramid, you're like, oh, I did it. You start to hear like this little thing rattling around inside. And then you're like, oh, how the hell do I get it out? The only way, start to shift things around, twist and turn them, and undo it. As soon as you twist open a little spot, the whole thing kind of starts to unravel back to its not original state, but just one of its chaotic states. And a little thing falls out in your hand. It's a bean.
Huh. All right. Well, we'll come back to that later. Sure.
Oh. No harm ever came from a little bean.
Magic beans do dangerous things in this game.
All games.
That rhymed. Is it the Allspark? No, it's not the Allspark.
May as well be.
No, he'd have to try to turn into a Tesseract for that.
Oh shit.
Alrighty, so I think that is going to be where we call it. Thank you guys very, very much. Really appreciate you all being here. I think we're going to possibly do a raid.
We only have 8.
It's fine. We have 8. That's amazing. What are you talking about? It's awesome that 8 people are
Raid
watching
a channel with 8 people, they'll be so happy.
Yeah. Only have 8. Trying to find the damn thing to do that. Let's see here. I'm just seeing if anybody we know is out there running around.
Perception, Straticus are both on.
We do perception every week. Let's see. Is Straticus have anybody we know on? No. Let's do someone with less people.
Shenanigans and such is on.
Yeah, let's.
Shenanigoons has to raid Shenanigans.
Yeah.
I don't think they're playing. Oh, they are playing. Okay. All right. Yeah,
Yes,
let's do
they're
that.
doing Monster of the Week.
They're doing Monster of the Week.
Heck yeah. Those of you who haven't seen Monster of the Week before, it's a very fun character-driven RPG. We are big fans.
Yeah, very, very big fans. So thank you guys again very much. Go check out Die Hard Dice. Go check out World Anvil, our sponsors. Thank you guys for putting up with the last few weeks where we've had a lot of things going on, not just with this show, but with Nerdsmith. And Tess and I moved, and we're just now getting kind of everything back together and making everything work again. We have several new shows coming up. We've got Saltmarsh, which is Dead Men Tell No Tales, coming up Friday. That'll be every Friday at 7:30 to 10:30. No, 7:30 to 11:30 PST.
7:30 to 10:30 PST.
7:30, yes, 3 hours. 7:30 to 10:30 PST. We've got Shattered Forge, which will be coming on the 20th of September. We've got a show we're still casting, if you're interested, and can make it on Wednesdays at 4 to 7 PST. That's 7 to 10 Eastern. That is City of Mist. It's being run by a gentleman named Dire Bear DM. He's a professional DM, which means he actually makes money. He goes out and he sells his wares of his services as a DM. And
imagination wares?
His imagination wares. His imagination wares. And he, real great guy, real nice person. Love him to death. He generously came onto our channel. He's going to help us out by running a show of it's called Obscurum. It's a 1950s alternate Earth sort of Frank Miller. I almost said Frank Zappa. Very different. Frank Miller sort of
it's like a Frank Zappa mystery.
Sin City kind of feel to it. So that'll be coming. I think we have one other one. We've got
Zappa's
we've got the
Puppies of Mystery book.
Yes, Frank Zappa writes Puppies of Mystery. And we've got the Descent into Avernus, which is going to be 12 one-shots, all having to do with Baldur's Gate and Descent into One-Shot. That is September 30th through the 26th, every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Monday to Thursday are 7 to 10 PST, and Saturdays are 11 to 2 PST, I think we said. And we're going to be looking for players for those. We're going to need 48 players to play over those 12 one-shots. And we have all the DMs locked in. Everybody is very, very excited to be a part of it. And we are going to be doing it. Each individual DM is doing a one-shot, but then overall, all of the stories will tie together to tell an overarching story. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we've got some really great people involved, including the people that are going to help me write the overarching story. Our Crazy J on Twitter is CJ, who is just she's an incredible DM, and she works with a lot of charities and things I can't remember off the top of my head. It's really spelled very well. The Crazy J, it's like CrazeeJae, I think. And
The normal
and then,
Twitter spelling, yes.
and then Kyle Gold, who is does Tavern Tales and Morty's Devils. So that's something we have. All right, so let's go ahead and raid over to Shenanigoons and such.
Shenanigans and such.
Shenanigans and
Not
such.
Shenanigoons and such.
Please stick with us. Even if you can't stay, come over. Just let's say hi. And when we get over there, our raid cry is going to be...
I kind of like Shenanigoons loves shenanigans.
Perfect.
I like that too.
Shenanigoons loves shenanigans. And we'll see you guys over there. So thank you guys very much. Have a wonderful evening. Yeah. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.